morning to another glorious day, day 330. Again, overcast again. Obviously bright. A little bit of wind, as you can hear. Sorry if you can hear it. Welcome to the channel, new people. Yesterday, I think 714s. We have slowed down. We went from 680 something up to 700 quite quickly, and then we slowed down again. So I think our average over the next 28 days is 90. But anyway, welcome to new subscribers. Obviously, without going over old ground, for new people, this is just us filming, obviously, us building our dream home in Barbados. And obviously trying to pass on some of the information about what goes wrong and what goes well to people that are considering doing it or are doing it. And believe me, there's a lot of people on the island that have reached out to me in the last year that are here doing it, that have stopped doing it because of problems or looking to consider doing it. So if you are, please reach out to me. Any questions you've got, any help you need, any introductions you need, any costings, please let me know. Okay, so today, Groundhog Day, unfortunately, in as much as we're doing the same thing. So we're contracting the garage ceiling in here. Yesterday we managed to get all of it compounded, as in skimmed. We've got a couple of little bits to finish off this morning on the skimming front, and then we're getting into the sanding. So hopefully the sanding will produce a nice flush finish, which means we can get straight into the paint. Knowing my luck, it will show a few imperfections, which means we need to put another skim on. But either way, we want to try and get paint onto the ceiling sooner rather than later, and then bring that down the walls, because as you can see, the walls themselves, they've had the first coat of sort of primer on them. But once the actual ceiling is done and we start rolling the ceiling, then we'll be coming down the walls and finishing off in here. The bricklayers have got some blocks coming today, so they're going to be shortening the entrances here. So we ordered it yesterday, but Ready Block have got an issue with their brick making facility. I assume it's a kiln. So we've ordered 80 blocks to come, so we can shorten the entrance here by 1.5 feet either side to bring it to 16 feet. And we're also going to be reducing this one here by 2 feet. So the blocks will enable us to do that, but again, the blocks have got to go in. We've got to hilt it into the actual existing wall now to make sure the walls, the blocks tie, and then we've obviously got to plaster it and get the paint on it. Masons aren't here as yet. But when they do get here, that'll be one of their tasks if the blocks arrive, as will the steps over there. They've got the swimming pool also to do as well, so they've got to highlight where the blown parts are on the swimming pool, and they've got to get that chiselled off. They've obviously done the side return, which I showed you yesterday. Quickly show you, this is just the first foundation element, which will enable us to decide what we want to do. One, we can walk on it, obviously, rather than walk on mud and rubble. We now got something reasonably stable to walk on. But it also means that we've now got the base to start considering what we put down. So are we going to go with block pavers? Are we going to go with a block paver and astroturf sort of look? Are we going to go with some form of composite boarding? Gives us a number of options, but as you can see, I mean, it makes it look worse than it actually is, but it's running away from the building, obviously. Not the straightest path I've ever seen in my life, that's for sure. But anyway, what I'll be doing in here is a stone and cement base. And then put big blocks in here, probably 5-foot blocks or 4-foot blocks, 6 to 12 inches apart all the way through here, and I'll probably astroturf in between all of them and take that all the way down to here. And then I think I'll probably do something a bit different in front, and then obviously composite at some stage the steps themselves. So this will look completely different once this has actually got some form of green, whether it be real turf or whether it be astroturf. It will look completely different. We've also got to at some stage deal with these as well. So we've got 4 pipes at the moment that are going into the basement. This one needs to be filled sooner rather than later, because we've got the conduit coming out for the issue we had with the electrics, which still hasn't been done for some reason. So we've got to get that one filled with foam and waterproof. And these 3 here need to be taken back to here, so they need to be on a 45-degree angle coming out about here. So we're going to have to unfortunately chase all this out and get the pipes coming up, and then get it reconcreted and make sure the pipes are sealed, so that we can actually shove some form of piping down into the basement, but obviously prevent flooding. And then we were going to put some 6-inch blocks along here on both sides to prevent any water going in. So if the water does come up in here for whatever reason, so it stops it going into there. And eventually, obviously, we'll have a storage area in here where condensers for the air conditioning and potentially gas tanks if we go with more gas will be housed. So that's where we are today. So obviously one of the targets today is to get this filled, because we had to unfortunately chase that out and drill through to get the electrics into the garage, because for some reason mortar got down in the conduit, so we couldn't get any cabling down there. We've still got to get things tidied up a bit. There's boards and crap everywhere, but they are using some of it, unfortunately. This bit yesterday was also done, so the pipe that we actually dug into the wall has now been hidden away and plastered over, so that needs to have a little coat of paint on it today. The steps themselves have got to be sorted out. Tyson was late again for the second time this week.
No, I've been only
only on Tuesday, and he was
3
late
minutes.
twice.
I've been 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
You're meant to be 15 minutes early. So I'm going to be doing the doors inside as well today. So we've done 2 doors. I've not finished them, but 2 doors are pretty much done. So I need to crack on with those in a minute. We've also got an edge being routed off. Morning, buddy. We're probably going to get the masons stuck into the side of the building here if they turn up today. At the moment, I'm not seeing them as yet, so I'm not too sure if they're going to be here. So we need to have a talk to them about getting them stuck straight into that on a price, I think. Yesterday, this guy did 1 step, so I assume he's on day rate. If he was on price work, he would have had a couple of, if not 3 steps done yesterday. So anyway, that's got to be done. We've got also on one of the door frames, there's that 1/4 inch packer that we've got to make, which is 8 foot tall, 4.5 inches wide. We need to get that planed and fitted today so that we can actually reduce the width of the door frame. I can then cut the latch back into it, and hopefully that'll give the bite that it needs rather than taking the whole frame out and starting again. It is a pain in the arse, but I think that's probably the best bet. And if it doesn't work, then we'll take the frame out and do it properly. It'll still be done properly, obviously, but just it saves taking the whole frame back out and weakening all the actual connections that we've made. Bear in mind there aren't that many, because we've got obviously a lot of U-channeled walls, which means we don't have solid surfaces to fix into. They're also today going to look at taking this window out, so they're going to take this out and test one of the 2-foot windows in here to ensure that it fits. We've got to do the little concrete base that it sits on just here, so they're going to take that out, remove the 2x4 on the bottom, measure the window, apply the concrete base that's needed height-wise, and hopefully we won't have to cut into the ceiling on that one. And then we can fit that window frame and then see how that goes. I'm seeing the mason's labourer. Oh, and there's a mason as well. So we've got a mason and a labourer. So fingers crossed the other mason will turn up today as well. And I'd like to try and get the corner beads fitted to the extractor hood, so we can try and get some compound on that as well. I had a look yesterday and it looks like we're actually running low of them. So I'm going to have to go and get some from Koymans. Pain in the arse. Did have loads, but we've used loads, obviously. We've done a lot of plastering. Morning, how are you? Yeah, a lot of plastering has been done in this building, so we've used a whole box and more. So I need to go and get some more. And then we can get showing and get some compound on there. Okay, other than that, I'll check in a bit later on. But that's where we are so far. So fingers crossed the blocks will turn up. I might also order those 6-inch blocks whilst I'm at it, because it costs 100 to get delivered. So might be worth doing that at the same time. Before I go, obviously, hit my like or dislike. Hit the bell and obviously get subscribing. If anyone out there is is building and going through some pain, then obviously you can tell them about the channel and try and recommend them. And I'll check in a bit later on. Thank you. Okay, not even had a catch up today. We've been busy. Yeah. So where are we? Guys are checking out. See you in the morning, Ford.
All right, tomorrow.
Okay, so we have had another set of skimming going on here. More sanding been happening in here. So we've had quite a bit of sanding, quite a bit more filling. So hopefully tomorrow will be the final time that we will see a bit of sandpaper. There's dust everywhere, so I'll probably get this blown out in a minute. So yeah, that's the main thing that's been happening in here. The electrician turned up today with the sensor, just to make sure that what he's bought was right, which is all good. So he's going to come back potentially tomorrow and get that sorted out, aren't you, Mel? Lights, he's given me a sample of lights, but I don't like the lights, neither did he. But again, it's down to availability, not taste. So we might have to look at sourcing something else on that. A lot of you have obviously said about going with the solar lights. I mean, that's an option. Either way, it's going to be LED, but I may as well get it powered off of the sun rather than that. See you later on, guys. Hey. What for? Sorry, I wanted to change for the bus. Hang on, let me just turn around what we've been doing. So the guys have been busy. Plastering here. So within reason, nearly the whole side has been finished today, which is good news. So that ugly scratch that we had on there is now a nice plastered finish. We need to get that hole done. They've still not done that hole. Joe, you know they can fill that hole, don't you? That hole with the conduits there can be filled.
Yeah.
They've not filled it?
It's not gonna fit hard.
Okay. So much higher up here now as well. Brilliant. Okay, so that's been happening. We've also been testing one of the windows, which has proved testing all right. So unfortunately, we've had to make some more work in here. So unfortunately, for some unknown reason, the actual windows that we've ordered have been delivered taller. The other ones were 2375. These ones are now 2413. Not too sure why they're taller, but as a result of that, we've made all of the window openings to 2375 plus the gaps. We now don't have those gaps. So I need to talk to the window man tomorrow to find out why. But what we've done in here, underneath this piece of 2x4, is made a little concrete 1/2-inch shelf that the window can sit on, and fingers crossed we'll be able to mount the window on top of that 1/2 inch, and then create a little slope here for the water to run off. And then if that works, then we may very well be able to do it on the other windows. But for some unknown reason, they've decided to send different height windows, which is absolutely crazy. So anyway, we need to have a look at that. So obviously we've got the plastering on the side of the building being done, and then inside we've had the doors done today. So we finished off the bedroom door. That's now got the door jambs on, locks and everything in. So now it's just a case of getting the painter in there to fill it, paint it, etc. We've done one of the main bedrooms. We've hinged another one of the bedrooms, and I'm just in the midst of putting in a door latch and door handle on one of the other bedrooms. So we'll get those finished off hopefully tomorrow, and then I need to get to Coyman's, my favourite store, and try and find some corner bead, because we run out. So all the corner bead we have left over are sort of mashed up and second-hand, so we need to get rid of those. So I'll go and get that first thing in the morning. Then we can get that corner beaded, screeded, and then look forward to getting that sanded down tomorrow afternoon if we can. So for me, it's doorways in here, making sure we can get them shut, get them finished, and then with a view to next week when when Sherwin finishes the actual painting in the garage, the ceiling and the walls, he can come straight into here and start sanding down, filling and painting the doors, get those finished off. And then hopefully we can fit the architrave that goes around the actual doors themselves to finish off the holes. Obviously the guys on here will finish the plastering on that, so again another thing that will need to be painted next week. Once that's dried out, we'll get some paint on that as well. The labourers have still got to, after the scaffold has been taken down, they're still got to get that flushed off down there, obviously, because at the moment it's a little bit bumpy. It needs to be one nice straight line down there. Then after tomorrow, the bricklayers, masons are going to be working on the blocks. The blocks are delivered today, so we can get the entrances to the garage and the exits to the garage blocked in properly. We can get those plastered after they've been done as well. Other than that, I would say that's it for today and tomorrow. So I'll obviously check in with you a bit later on. Any questions, any comments, any requests, let me know. Obviously, if you could do me a favour and like and subscribe in the meantime, and try and share it if you can, certainly to anybody you think might be learning from it or needing to learn from it. And there's anything at all you suggest we look at in order to consider what we're doing, then please obviously put the links in the actual description. Sometimes YouTube, by the way, doesn't allow or want comments in the description. So if you put links to another video or links to a picture, sometimes they don't work. So let me know you've done it if you do it, just in case I don't see it. Other than that, we're pretty much over for the day today. It's now 20 to 5. So I will check in with you first thing tomorrow. Look forward to seeing your comments tonight, and I will certainly be online. So if you are online, let me know. Take care.